Hi everyone, welcome to 1/6 Figure Focus, and in this video we're going to be taking a look at some images that I've seen from the newly released, officially released now I believe, the newly released, highly anticipated, highly talked about, INART 1/6 scale Batman, the Robert Pattinson Batman from the 2022 movie The Batman. Now, this particular figure, there's various different SKUs, I suppose we call it, or versions. You have the single rooted hair Batman, you have the single sculpted Batman, I believe then there's a single rooted Bruce Wayne and a single sculpted Bruce Wayne, and of course then there is the bat signal, which I believe is like true 1/6 scale and bigger than the Hot Toys one. Now we're going to start with these images here because, full disclosure, I have the Hot Toys deluxe version on order, fully paid. So that's the one with the figure, the modular base, which doubles as like the steps from the Iceberg Lounge, and then the kind of like, I don't know, kind of gothic stonework or whatever it is. The light up one that's modular, and the what else does it come with? It comes with the bat signal, of course. They're kind of underscaled, but yeah, seems like a good set from what I've seen. Haven't got it in hand yet, but I also have the single rooted Batman on order. I have no interest in the very little interest, little or no interest in either version of the Bruce Wayne, but I was blown away by the original prototype images of the rooted Robert Pattinson Batman from INART. So that's what I've got. So I've kind of have like two dogs in this fight, really. When these photos released a few weeks ago, about a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks ago, I wasn't impressed. I was underwhelmed, and I made a video about it, and I stand by it. They're still underwhelming and still unimpressive, and he just looks a bit strange. And look, that is just the way the photos were taken. Now, in that video, I had stated I was still interested in this. It wasn't time to panic, and basically, I'm waiting to reserve judgment until I see final product images and reviews. Now, INART, at the time of this, I'm in Ireland, and this is Saturday 13th of April 2024, and it is just coming up to 5 o'clock here, and INART still haven't done a photo dump or like say their final, like their blogger images for their final release yet. So the images that I'm going to show you after these ones here, which are old images, are just ones that were sent to me on Instagram, or I saw on different Instagram accounts of the, like, I think they're photos that have been taken by different bloggers and Instagrammers that are, I don't know, really leaked in Hong Kong or something like that, but they're apparently of the final product that are in hands with some different reviews. I have seen INART's video, which we're going to touch on in this video, and I've seen a review by Planet 33 of the all-in set, the rooted one, and I think it looks great. So when these images first were released, what I noticed about this one was the hair looked rough. And he did look quite big, and it could be just the angle. I've seen various different memes. I've seen a meme of the Beetlejuice meme where they've shrunken this guy's head down like the end of like the guy in the end of Beetlejuice. That was actually Beetlejuice at the end of Beetlejuice, where they shrunk. I've also seen like ones where they've photoshopped this guy's head into huge American football shoulders, you know, with the pads and wearing stuff like that. So I stand by everything I said previously. These photos, they shouldn't have been leaked. Just flick through them. Now, okay, that one here, that one there, that particular image, the hair, okay, it just looks a bit rough. And I said, again, in that video, I did say with a bit of like TLC and a bit of styling, you know, your rooted hair by nature actually moves. And I thought just the expression on his face was weird. Now, I don't know, I presume this is just the final product, but it's just the angle and the image is taken, and I do think it looks a bit weird, and I still stand by that. Again, you'll see as well, and this is one of the things I'm going to mention in the video, that the images I've seen of the rooted Bruce Wayne, there's something about the likeness there. I think the likeness on the rooted, well, actually rooted and sculpted Batman version is actually stronger than the Bruce Wayne, and I don't know why that is. That's a bit, maybe it's the mascara helping the effect or something like that, but it really, there's something about that Bruce Wayne sculpt I still think needs a bit of work. I can still see Robert Pattinson there, but yeah, anyway. So these are just those images that cause a bit of a stir, because let's face it, no one, as much as the accessories are cool and INART have the attention to detail, realistically, we wanted to see what I said in that video. Another thing I said, I wanted to see the head sculpt, the rooted head sculpt, close up, well lit, high res images of the front, the back, and the left and the right, just to see what it could look like. As much as the accessories are cool and all like that, I wanted to see the rooted head sculpt up close. Now, since then, I have actually got more images. So just like I said in the previous video, I will reserve judgment and then I see more images. I'm still going to reserve judgment. I've seen a few different reviews. It's looking good, but I want to see more images. Now look, this is one of the things that I saw. This is probably one of the first things that I saw. So I think this is from INART directly. It's a little unboxing video they had, and I think they did this for the standard and for the rooted version. So I just want to play this little clip here. So this is them obviously with the rooted head sculpt for the Batman. You know it's the Batman obviously because it has the mascara under the eyes. It's funny how they didn't do that for, they never showed that for Keaton or Bale. Like when they had the cowl on, they had the mascara, but every time they took off the cowl, mascara suddenly kind of disappeared. But I like the way they, little attention to detail that they kept that. But yeah, to me now, this looks a lot better. And I don't know, maybe it's just because it's separated from the head, but I think the hair, the rooted hair, his rooted hair is going to be a bit messy anyway, but I just think the volume is a little bit better. Maybe it's just been poked and prodded at and styled. I presume that's what they've done, but this looks, you know, definitely a lot better. Now I want to just go forward to, I want to get to the image where the cowl looks good there. I really want to see him. Oh yeah, they've done this. A lot of people are talking about this, so I presume you know this, but just in case you don't, like, for the, say like the Joker, they had the whole base wasn't magnetic, just a section of it, and apparently that was leading to people's Jokers falling over and stuff. Well, there's no apparently, it was leading to people's Jokers falling over. Why I said it with apparently is because I tend to not use stands anyway, so I'm used to posing figures without crotch grabbers and stands and stuff like that. I still use magnetic base, I actually quite like it, but one of the complaints from collectors was that, why don't you make the whole base magnetic? Now they haven't made the whole base magnetic. What they've done is they put in these tracks where you can kind of move the magnets around. I just think that's going to be a bit finicky, to be honest. And why I say that is, like, how do you know? Do you have to just, like, okay, you have a pose in mind, you know where the feet are going to be, fine, but then you got to flip it over and kind of a bit of guesswork involving in moving those magnets underneath to make sure that you have the magnets on the correct places on the base so that the feet can land on it. Do you know what I'm saying? I think that's going to be a bit annoying. But look, time will tell. I don't know why they just don't do the whole like a big circular magnet underneath that. I'm really not sure. Now I want to get this particular part I really want to get to. Okay, this here. Okay, if we go back to this, I think what's happened here is, like, these photos are terrible. I just don't think they should have done this. But INART do this a lot. They've done it for every single release so far. I remember before the Joker came out, there was a really bad image from some convention or something. The shoulders looked really boxy and square. The shirt and tie was ill-fitted. It was a mess. The hair, it just didn't look good because it was just like photo taken with a camera and thrown up online. And then it caused a lot of buzz. A lot of people were kind of going, see, I told you they're going to be crap. And a lot of people then who had ordered the stuff were kind of worried that is it going to turn out as good as a prototype or not. We saw similar then, there were some images I think of Pennywise as well, which were very unflattering at this stage just before they got released, and they released a lot of better images then. So this here I think is the same thing. It almost makes me think that this is something that they do. Now, just before release, they take a bunch of photos. They're not all the way there. Cause a bit of a stir, gets people talking, then bang, they hit us with the actual official blogger images, and they look stunning. And we know that they can take stunning images. Let's face it. Look at the Paul Atreides prototype images, absolutely amazing. Look at the Joker, the Joaquin Phoenix 4-pack, and the little video they did. Amazing stuff. So we know that they do have good photographers under payroll or whoever they're working with. So, but these here, they just look thrown together. Now, one of the things this particular image here has made the shoulders look really broad. I think what it is because it's slightly off kilter, and it's your mind almost kind of fixes it, as in if I was looking at this straight on, would he be a lot broader? I think that's a little bit of a trick going on there, and it could be to do with the lens and distortion or whatever. But if you have it here, then that kind of impression that the head's too small and the shoulders are big has kind of stayed with me a little bit. Now it's not as bad here, there's no question, but I can see why people would still say, he still looks a bit broader on the shoulder. I don't think it's in any way a deal breaker. Maybe marginally, but I think this looks a lot better. Not just the head sculpt. Again, even if it's the exact same head sculpt, it more than likely is the exact same head sculpt as this, but this is a much better image. You can see what's going on. You can see the hair looks more styled. There's not as much volume. I know his hair was messy, I get it, but there's less volume here. It's still messy, but it's not like completely all over the shop. The sculpt looks good, the proportions look good. I think the suit looks great as well. So look, we're going to move on now. I'm going to go through some images that I've got off the internet or Instagram, or ones that were sent to me and stuff like this. And I believe these images are images from like blogger photos or Instagrammers and stuff like that, from people who have it in hand in China or Hong Kong. So this is the first thing that I wanted to see. Because I'm only getting the Batman and the rooted version, I'm not too concerned with the Bruce Wayne. I'm not too concerned with the Signal. I hope they turn out great for the collectors that are, especially as people getting, you know, all in packs, something like that. But because I just wanted the single rooted Batman, this is what I wanted to see. To be honest, I want to see more as well. I want to see a close-up image of the front, the back, the two profiles, and, you know, well lit and stuff like that with high-res images. But this here, just something like someone sent me there on Instagram or whatever like that. This here, like Robert Pattinson, I think they've nailed it. I think it looks really like Robert Pattinson. I like the look of the mascara. Obviously he's got the rolling eyeballs function, stuff like that. I think the hair looks messy enough, but the volume doesn't look crazy. I think the proportions look good as well. So that kind of settles me a little bit. Again, just going back to those images that they're there a week and a half ago, what I said was, I'm not panicking yet. I want to see more data, and I will reserve judgment until the final images come out. And they still haven't really finally put out those images. I want INART. I'd say Monday maybe they'll do it. They'll just drop a bunch of images on their Facebook and Instagram. I'm really looking forward to seeing them. This one here is an eye-opener for me because I have both of these figures on order. But I know, again, like there's tribalism going on and people are saying Hot Toys better than INART, and I'm so sick of it. I gotta say though, just looking at this, objectively, the INART one does look better. The Hot Toys one is still good, but why am I saying that? Why am I saying that? Okay, the head of the Hot Toys one, and again, I have that one on order as well, right? The head on the Hot Toys one, it does look quite big compared to the shoulders. And I know there's probably people there going, but yeah, the head on the INART one looks too small. So somewhere in here, would you mash the two of these together, you have a perfect figure. But I just don't think, I think that the head is really obviously big on the one on the right. Now, it could be a terrible image as well, could be a terrible image, but I just think the one on the left looked better. If you look at the proportions as well, the Hot Toys one tends to go straight down around the abdomen area, whereas the INART one kind of curves in a bit more naturally. I like that a bit better. Something else I've noticed as well, I think the articulation is supposed to be a lot better on the INART one from what I've seen in terms of like the bending and stuff like that, but I can't really comment. One thing I'm noticing, if you look at on the left here, the INART one on the left, oh sorry, I've skipped the most obvious one. The head sculpt does look better and more like Robert Pattinson on the INART one, and obviously the Hot Toys didn't do rooted hair, but the rooted hair does look incredible on this one on the left, in fairness. One thing I'm noticing as well, like I can't unsee it, on the INART one on the left of our screen here, or his right thigh, it's like a huge, like, I don't know, is it a water bottle or something like that? I've seen it in multiple images. It looks absolutely huge. So I can't imagine this guy like fighting crime and then having this massive like cantina on his right thigh. I don't know, is that screen accurate? I presume it is, but I've no reference images here, but I just thought that was quite funny. It's funny, it's interesting looking at the little differences here though, isn't it? Like the pouch on the INART's left hip looks bigger than the pouch on the one on the Hot Toys one left hip. And then the pouches on the the Hot Toys one on the left of our screen, start that again. So I'm looking at the Hot Toys one on the right. And on the Hot Toys one, his right hip, there are these kind of like pouches with buttons on them. They look a lot bigger than the corresponding ones on the INART, but it's very interesting. Now we can see this like head to heads. I think anatomically correct. I think INART have the edge there with the head sculpt and the rooted hair, and I have both of these on order, so it's like there shouldn't be any bias there. But moving on, that looks incredible. I really like that. That looks incredible. Just the cowl, the eyes, the just even just the attitude in the eyes and how it's like you can move them around. That's going to make a big difference with this figure as well. The cowl looks great as well. And it's interesting, if you can see on the one on the left here, you can see a lot more of the neck here on the one on the left, where not so much on the one on the right. I really like that. Okay, just flicking through these. I'm not sure. Sorry, these are by Black, I think. You see on the bottom right corner, these are not my images. I don't have this in hand. I haven't taken these. These are by a photographer or reviewer called Black. So thank you very much for them getting these images out to the collectors. See what I mean about the? If you look at his right thigh there, that I don't know what it is. It looks like it's like a water container or something like that, but it looks absolutely huge. That has to be cumbersome getting into fights, but maybe it's screen accurate. I just don't have any references images here with me. This again, this is like OB .7052. I don't know if this person has this in hand and they're his or her images, or they just reshared them, but anyway, either way, I just wanted to credit them. I love the light in here with that red light in the dark as well. And that's the sculpted hair. Now, in fairness, I think Hot Toys have the edge when it comes to sculpted hair, but I think INART have the edge when it comes to rooted hair. But I think they're improving. Like, this sculpted hair looks pretty good. This looks pretty good. It's not like, I don't think it's on the same level, from what I can see so far, as say like the Obi-Wan, or sorry, not the Obi-Wan, the Anakin they did with the strange expression there last week. The Hot Toys sculpted hair and that looks incredible. Then again, that's still a prototype. This is the real product allegedly, so they've done a good job with that. Here, that actually looks pretty good. I cannot tell. I think that's sculpted. It's a good sign if you can't really tell if it's rooted or sculpted. I think that's sculpted. And I have seen, I think the rooted, I've definitely seen the reviews by Planet33, and the rooted hair on the Bruce Wayne did look very, very good. Looked very, like, exceptionally neat for like rooted hair. But I thought maybe the proportions of the tailoring could be a little better, because I had looked at reference images and it was definitely a bit more tailored than what the coat had. And also something about the likeness. I think they've nailed the likeness of Robert Pattinson with the head sculpt on the Batman better than they have with the Bruce Wayne. But here this image looks incredible. It looks great. So yeah, look, that's it. So again, just to recap, the images that I'm seeing now, I think they've pulled another INART. I do think they're 4 for 4. I think if we see more images like this, I do think they're 4 for 4. I think basically, for the most part, their rooted INART Joker was a hit. So was their Gandalf, so was their Pennywise, and I think they're going in the same direction here. I'm still looking forward to getting both versions in hand. I know that, like, I'll probably just hang on to the one that I prefer, to be quite honest, at this stage. But look, yeah, that's it. This figure is dividing the community. But look, that's all I have to say about it. Yeah, looking forward to both of them. But I am looking forward to the INART a little more. What you gonna do? So, if you want to support the channel, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment. Let me know if you're picking up this one, or the Hot Toys one, or both of them, or none of them. And yeah, you can also follow me on Instagram and on X. That's it. That's the end of the video. See you in the next one. Good luck.